Alright, so before I begin this video, this is after the trip. I did film an intro, but I had so much wind noise, and you'll see in some of my scope cam footage that I was fighting the wind quite severely today. We were only shooting at 50 feet, and I actually couldn't keep the gun steady because I was getting blown back and forth on my end. That's how windy it was. I think the wind was about 35 to 40 miles an hour today, with probably 45 mile an hour gusts. With that being said, we're going to talk about zeroing scopes. I have two different scopes here on the table in front of me. I'm also going to show you my process that I do down on the table here. As soon as I'm running low on battery, so I got to keep this moving. So, two different kinds of scopes. This is very similar to the one that you guys see me use often. It's one with exposed turrets, and exposed turrets means that you can directly click these back and forth and make adjustments without that. The other kind is not exposed turrets. So you can see that they're clicking this way. You have to take off a cap, and then you take that and put that back on to adjust them. So you can't do anything adjustments on this way. Okay, we got that out of the way. We're going to continue moving. So I have this paper here, and my process is you take a shot and you at a target like this, something simple, and wherever it appears, you move the scope to that location. So, you move the scope opposite to that location. So if you shoot and it appears over here, what you're going to do is you're going to move your scope down, and then prepare if I get this wrong dyslexically, but then you bring it to the bullseye. So for you guys, that'd be to your left. So you'd get on your turret and you'd go down and left, and you would start working it in to where you eventually want it to hit, just like that. So that's what I tried to do in it today. We got pretty close, but there was just so much wind that I only took about 20 shots from start to finish, and I said, wow, this is too windy. I wanted to go out and shoot, out to 100 yards with it. I did shoot at 100 yards the day before, and I was able to procure some pretty good hits. So hopefully we'll do that on a less windy day. Come on, zoom in. There we go. So I got a lull in the wind here, so I'm going to see if I can at least hit something. Once again, it helps if you load it. Okay, so that might have been a little aggressive on how far I moved it over, so we'll take another shot. Okay, so I moved it too far over. You can see that I've got one to the left there, and you can see just how much this wind is pushing me around. So I actually well over adjusted for the wind. So I want to come back to the right. 6 clicks is what I'm going to do. This is mainly a guessing game, guys. Okay, so you can see how much 6 clicks moved me over. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. There were 7, so that should put me. Well, didn't move me that far forward, but maybe I fought the wind a little bit more there. Okay, I'm grouping right there. So I need to come over more to the right and then down. So that should get me. Well, that didn't work for me. Okay, so now I've got her adjusted pretty well right on left to right. Now I gotta go down. Okay, quick adjustment down. I'm gonna go 10 clicks. Wind! So, you can see on that target there, come on back in focus. Yep, so you can see that that is just about even with the bullseye, but I forgot to adjust for the stinking wind. So we're gonna adjust for a little wind here, about like that. Of course, that one didn't have any wind. It's so weird, guys, because I'm getting pushed around back here because I don't hardly have a barrier, but up to the left of me, the wall gets much higher, so it's kind of a guess and check game on where I'm actually going to hit. Okay, so I just aimed center on him, and you can see I just missed the bullseye a little bit there. There we got her. Alright, I'm going to call that a pretty successful grouping there. I did have to aim just a little low under the bullseye to hit those last couple. So I would just down click it probably another 5 clicks, but I would say we're sighted in from here on out. So sorry that we had such a windy day out here. I just had a little extra time. Last night was a beautiful night, but this is how you sight in your rifle. And I'm going to go through and do a little bit more in-depth when I have a camera that's stable and I don't have a whole lot of wind. So this isn't going to be my outro, but you'll see me in a different place. Outro time. What I wanted to do with this video is show you guys how I sight in my pellet guns and rifles, and a couple different scopes that I utilize to do so. I use the exposed turrets on my pellet guns and non-exposed turrets on my rifles. Why do I do that? Simply because I'm always adjusting my pellet guns. When I go out so far, I change my zero actually pretty drastically. So if I'm shooting 75 yards, I usually try and bring my my zero up to that 75 yards, so that way at 100 yards I don't have that as drastic as a drop. So that's why I like exposed turrets. With my rifles, I'm pretty much setting them and then taking shots and adjusting. So if I hit low and right due to the wind and the distance, I just adjust up and left on my crosshairs and shoot that way. So that's kind of why I use two different systems, whether that's good or bad. It's just the way that I've shot, and I really think that it works well for me. With that, hopefully you guys learned a little bit here, and sorry for the wind noise in advance. As I said earlier, it was a very, very windy day, and we just had a lot of issues with me moving and how much the pellet was being pushed back and forth, even at just a short distance of 50 feet. Thanks, guys. Take care as usual, and we'll see you next time.